business that's home business and big business. And part of the problem is previous administrations haven't been supporting the big business, which trickles down to the small businesses. We need everybody to be successful here on Maui. Part of the reason I'm here is there's no more handbag, no more see-through, or there's no more say-boo. Gold doesn't want to be out here. The company from Molokai doesn't want to be here. All businesses need to be supported and helped. Well,
Aloha. I operate a business out of my home. I'm a real estate broker, and law allows me, as a principal broker, to operate my business. And there's no problems. I go within the law, and but if I had additional employees, other agents, I'd have to find a storefront someplace and operate it. That's why I'm saying, small businesses, all right. When you get too big, you fear the neighborhood. I see it happen. Like I said, the limousine company just like it went crazy. I mean, I can see the neighbors were complaining of traffic and everything. You can't do that in a residential. You just on a cul-de-sac. In the Peely, I mean, there's dogs running in the street and getting run over. Actually, we had, it was crazy. But I mean, I support small businesses, but you have to remember you're kind of on borrowed time. We'll let you get started, but if you start making problems, just like the limousine guy, he had to get a commercial spot, and he got to go with limousines parked up in Kapalua. I mean, he was in Kapalua, and he's down Kaanapali now, and that's the way it had to be. And the neighbors complained, how many years he was doing it, and the neighbors kind of put up with it. But there's a point where you got to remember, you got to take care of your neighbors and your trash, additional trash. You have to get additional trash containers. I mean, it just gets out of hand, and you can't have a quiet neighborhood with all this large business and operating a small little house or garage.
Born and raised here in Hawaii, been here 40 years on Maui. I'm mentioning that because I'm familiar with the impact of business in the communities. I spent 4 years as a high-level program manager in the state, 4 steps below the governor. Very familiar with how high-level policy works. I was also a street cop, so I know how enforcement works. Right here on Maui, I was a cop. So far, we've seen 2 strategies dealing with home-based business. Alan's strategy, it's illegal, but I'll turn the other way. And that has made all of you hostage to the county's decisions. Strategy number 2, which has been Ms. Tavares, is I'll shut them all down. Neither of those strategies work, and now we're paying the consequence. This is the solution. Regulate based on impact. Change the enforcement process. Currently, it's completely complaint-driven. Your neighbor gets in a fight with you, and so they make a complaint. That's just a tit for tat, neighbors fighting with neighbor's problem. Respond to complaints, yes, but have a proactive, randomized enforcement process that's based on measurable impact. So when the officer goes to the scene, he's able to, with a video camera, record the sound and the visuals of what's going on. If there is no impact, take no further step. And that will answer also Mrs. Halpern's question during our metro. She's right. This has to be dealt with through an ordinance change, but the mayor, on his own, can do more than just advocate, like Saul was saying. The mayor can dictate how enforcement is done. The way to accomplish it is to go from complaint-driven to impact-based, randomized, and transparent. That will solve the problem until we can change the ordinance. All right.
My name is Irene Riding, and I'm a harvest. And my question is very simple. What is your stand on the districting rules that are being proposed today about voting within your district only for council members?
So the issue basically is we vote by district, and so a district can be represented, and we all vote together, in which case Central Maui gets to choose everybody. That's essentially the issue, right? Right. So I would have to say that I support district-based voting, so that all the communities can have an equal say, the same way that Central Maui currently dominates our politics.
I would agree with that. There is a system over here, it's called the overall system. And if you've been here long enough and well known, you'll get reelected, even if you don't have to live in a district. We know how that works over here. We got people that don't live in their district, and so it's the old boy system. So we got to go how that works. But I say, it's a complicated issue, and some politicians like it, and some don't. And I'm kind of saying maybe we should go to districts, give it a little more But, you know, we gotta enforce the rules right now, because I know, we know what's going on, where people don't live in their own district, so let's get it together.
Current system's not perfect, there might be a better system out there, and I'd love to help find it.
I favor the idea of district voting.
There are some concerns about it from the point of view of how the population gets divided up, but I think it would be important to come up with a system that provides more local accountability.
I guess I'm the person that knows district voting most of all because I come from the island of Lanai. When I first was elected to the council in 1994, I was the only second council member to represent that. The previous one was there for 44 consecutive years. So I was asked a question then about district voting. You know that the constitutional premise says that one person, one vote, and that is how it is today. It has never changed. If you take Lanai as the smallest unit, it means that our population is 3,000 people. You'd have to divide every island by 3,000 to get the number of council members or district representatives. So I asked you whether or not that's a practical manner to move forward using the constitutional premise. The other is that take a close look at all the proposed ideas for district voting, because what you will find is that because no matter where you put Lanai in a district, Lanai will still be the smallest unit. It is possible that in those districts, Lanai could be outvoted and have no representation in those districts. And if that's the result, I would be opposed to that. So I'd ask you to look very carefully in what you are asking about, because it is a constitutional premise that is setting forth this plan. So for me, even though it took 44 years to get to the council, at least Lanai had a representative.
I agree with both sides. I'm going to study it more and I'll get back to you.
Thank you. Sir. My name is Barry McKay. My question is for Mark Hodges. Can you make the changes that we need here in Maui?
I made some notes here down the line. These are all good men. Everybody has a good idea. They've all got a piece of the puzzle. Some of the things the county can directly handle, most of them the county cannot handle or fix. The county can't get the economy moving. The county can create a level playing field and fair regulations so that you can get the economy moving. Mr. Arakawa, he's not here, but he talked about water infrastructure, better county service. We have, Chris was talking about improving service, supporting bed and breakfast. Peter was talking about supporting home-based business. Corey, less crime. Mr. Miller, jobs and housing. And Saul mentioning sustainability. All of those things are crucial. The question is, how do we get there? I submit to you that step one is make the county functional, fast, and fair. And that's something I have a lot of experience in accomplishing. We talk about, I'm a small business person, I'll move real quick. We want to run the county like a business. It's not a business. You can't run it like a business. It will not work. The union controls the bulk of the employees. You have to go from the bottom, change the culture, and lift it from the bottom up. That's what I was able to do in my police department. I transformed all of the operations there. Far more efficient, far better public service, far higher police morale. You do that by going to the bottom and leading from the bottom up, lifting the people on the bottom and empowering them. That's how it works. And that's how we're going to make the county streamlined, fast, fair, and functional.